Hello, guys. How are you? Thank you for being here. Once again, we return to a psychic reading. This will be a mix of geopolitical theme for today and celebrity reading. That you are so much curious and you have asked me to do the reading about the White Lotus season 3 and that interference with the politics and Zelensky, and one new actor that is, by the way, not new. It's a celebrity in Russia and by Serbian origin. That's interesting. So yes, a celebrity back in Russia and uh, was pre-planned to be a part of the team of White Lotus actors, but was cancelled. And why is the scandal? Scandal is because, again, that little trolling actor Zelensky was the one who was making a statement addressing to a colleague, uh, addressing literally to a colleague. Again, at the end of the day, Zelensky is an actor, and he literally dared to address to a colleague uh, of him because definitely as he was acting in Russia as well, Zelensky is the Russian citizen by origin. Definitely he's aware of his famous celebrity actor colleague Milos Bikovic, and he was addressing about him that he shouldn't be used as he's pro-Russian as well. The guy just got the medal some years before the war. First of all, in East Europe, before that war in Ukraine, he got award for his cultural action um, inside of the Russia and was given so-called. There was a statement he was given a medal. Award from a president of Russia, but what this has to do with his being involved into the new role. Again, it's totally injustice, guys. Let's just remind you that we're in the middle of the world war. If you haven't noticed, we're in the middle of the war from the SOVID crisis. Then that's happened 4 years ago. Then we are in the middle of the war 2 years ago when we started the crisis in East Europe as well. And probably if we talk about South Europe, we are in the middle of the world war starting in Balkan Hills with breaking ex-Yugoslavia like 20, 30 years ago, and eventually with bombing the only country that was bombed in the middle of the Europe that was happening in 1999, Serbia. So all this recalling, going back to the story as well, remember when the celebrity, like, because people in West Europe they don't know about Bikovic as well. Me, by being origin from South Europe, from this country where he's originally from, I me personally, as I was being abroad and living between Greece, Athens, and Thailand in my project, I was not aware of this young um, celebrity actor before returning now and in SOVID lockdown and starting to watch some of his movies. And guy seems to be more involved into acting in um, uh, East Europe, I mean in Russia, than back in his original country, Serbia. But I do believe that he's as well, like it's in fashion that many celebrity actors are becoming as well the producers. And I think that he's a producer as well of some of the movies that he's working on as well. It's interesting that the last movie that he was in was the first movie on the road that was taking action inside literally by a team of actors and filmmakers and cameramen going literally inside of the space shuttle. So that's the achievement of of the movie, I think, is named Challenge when you translate it on English, Challenge. And I saw these days this movie, and I think it was in a cinema, at least here in South Europe. It was in a cinema some 6 months ago, but I saw it last month, 2 weeks ago, here on TV, and I was literally so ecstatic about this movie. I don't follow the modern Russian movies. I used to follow the old time movies because they were analyzing the historical things, and as well, by the way, I'm having um, level in history as well. History of art is a part of my research, and history of religion, geopolitics as well. I'm writing in geopolitics more than 30 years. I must say, I don't want to talk about my age, but as well, I'm old enough to say that I was writing about geopolitics against the war and promoting the peace as well, starting from my elementary school days. Yes, I was so much keen to them geopolitics from the young age as well. These days I deal with the culture of promoting the culture of peace, so which take me back to the story that we are talking about interference of so many things, interference in promoting the war, and as well, not just in this example of the actor being cancelled, but as the example of so many remember sportsmen being cancelled. And don't forget, because we back at the west side, we didn't hear about him. I'm talking about west because this is dedicated to the English speaking people back in US, and I'm guessing all over the rest of the world. And but we have all heard of sportsman tennis player Novak Djokovic, that is again from the same country where this actor Bikovic is coming from. And Novak Djokovic, a tennis player, was always talking back in the days that there was tough life in a period of the sanction of Serbia during the bombing, and that was his childhood. And literally in this statement of now, this scandal of the week with HBO canceling the Serbian actor into this one of the main roles in the White Lotus new season 3. Um, that, by the way, will happen in my Thailand. Uh, Again, my second home, and I call it the first home, uh, Thailand. And um, seems like it's a part of the statement that we were the victim in the childhood, and we were not the privileged one. We survived the sanction in a childhood, and now we are again the victim of the new sanction of the world elite, of the world profiteering, and of that world war state. And that's why many of the famous journalists, again, guys, and my profile, because I'm talking about geopolitics parallel with my spiritual readings, is shadow banned everywhere. But on other side, the famous journalists of the West, they start to quote this week all over Twitter. They start to quote about his statement, and this really injustice about mixing the art and accusing the actor just because he was quoted in that uh, nerve-wracking mental state of the president of Ukraine, where Zelensky eventually just using his power of publicity as a public figure at the moment, was as well expressing his major complex as an actor with towards somebody else who is his colleague actor. And is that a plus for him? Definitely, it's a sign that the guy is really, really, really behaving amoral. Just one more sign that he's behaving amoral, if it's not enough, that he was taken the citizenship of the another country, because he was paid to take that role to promote the war in that region as well. If it's not enough that he was unethical, amoral, promoting the people and the army that was in a chauvinist manners and fascist manners towards that gray zone for republics on the east side of the Ukraine, towards the border of Russia, where there's more uh, Russian origin citizens in Ukraine, in four republics on the border, where they, even after election, they choose to be and return back to the original country that is Russia, original country before 2014. Uh, and uh, he's still promoting the that fascistic state, and he continues his amoral, unethical behavior with this act, literally attacking. At the end of the day, Zelensky is the actor, and at the end of the day, he's simply amoral, unethical towards just spreading the rumors and gossip that there are really not true and injustice against Milos Bikovic. He got awarded from a Russian president. Yes, he's the celebrity. Some people say it's the most famous male actor, even if it's not originally Russian, but most famous in Russia at the moment. But on other side, it's not that he was promoting any kind of war Russia against anybody. That's totally untrue from Zelensky. And it's a lie as well. It's not true that he was promoting any kind of uh, hate towards LGBT. So it's a lie and a shame on Zelensky. Is this one more proof to literally hashtag stop Zelensky? At the end of the day, do you think that how these people who are walking in the shoes of injustice, uh, these people on the side of the darkness, how at the end of the day they're going to finish their own career? I'm just wondering how they're going to finish their own career. And here it is to spice it at the end of the this information. I'm going to open a little bit for entertainment purpose. I'm going to open the tarot and check out what's the personal actions on the mind and what are the secrets on the thoughts of Zelensky towards the Bikovic at the end of the day. And as well, we are going to check up the story of Milos Bikovic. And yes, James Strong, and yes, like James Borazzo on Twitter, I quote, just said Serbian Russian actor. I'm just going to say it's not Russian, it's Serbian actor in Russia. Milos Bikovic is a man of honor. Serbia born and raised actor Milos Bikovic will not take part in filming of the popular American serial White Lotus. Quote, I would be happy to star in White Lotus, a series that I really like, to work with the colleagues who I respect. However, my participation in the project became impossible for reasons beyond creativity, since I am not ready to sell out my principles. The fact that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine in January contacted HBO television channel, which airs this serial White Lotus, the ministry said the actor has supported Russia since the start of military operation and publicly interrogated the company on social media with posts like HBO, is it okay for you to work with a person who supports genocide and violence of international law? And again, a shame on this team of Ukraine, a shame on Zelensky that used the word of genocide uh, while they're doing literally a genocide towards the Russian in gray zone. And again, I'm going to say shame on anybody that used the words of genocide, because it was used originally about Second World victims, World War victims, not just Jews. Many other nations in the Second World War, they were victims of the fascists, including my two family members, my grandfather and his brother. And a shame anybody to use the genocide word, because I never use it and I was never taught to use this word. Again, HBO attempted to pressure Milos to apologize, and also denounced Russia, and he refused to ban. He refused uh, to denounce the Russia and Russia content. At the end of the day, his career was built up in Russia, even if he still lives in Belgrade, I think. And as well, Milos Bikovic got this month, I think 2 weeks ago, got a baby. So he's a father. At least he can celebrate enjoying being a parent. That's my message to him. But I'm going to do the reading, deeper reading about him. This is just a little bit of the energy reading in the air. Time to celebrate, time to celebrate. But the devil is never sleeping. So this was like to something to ruin his uh, January celebration of becoming a father. Enjoy with this terrible news of the failure with HBO. It's not just the failure of being canceled, it's as well public humiliation, as well injustice about being called out as this person promoting genocide. While it's reverse in reality, the reverse reality, it's literally the people fascists in Ukraine who are doing the genocide, they are calling out others literally uh, that they promote and support. At the end of the day, this channel, when I started to talk 2 years ago about uh, geopolitics and unfairness to in the, against the fascists, when started the war in East Europe, literally my profile everywhere was shadow banned, and still it is. As you see, there is a lack of the views, a lack of the reposting. Yes, it's true. And still it is on, even on Twitter, it's still the shadow ban, because talking about geopolitics is literally, and being intolerant of other people's opinion as well, and just promoting the one side and the mainstream media. That's where it takes you to get that plus, to get that extra followers. But we are not going there. Definitely not my cup of the tea. So I'm reading still the news and making comments by the side. So Milos Bikovic, actor brother, is a Serbian Orthodox monk. His opposition to NATO comes from direct experience at age 11. He survived bombing. Sorry, guys, because I was in the middle of the bombing, a volunteer. While he was hiding with his family members in a shelter. So James Parazzo just said, "We completely support this rare actor with honor, bravery, integrity. Be true to yourself. May the force be with Milos Bikovic." I'm reading other comments on this post. Riza May Ong just said, "I love that Milos Bikovic is like Novak Djokovic. Stood his ground, won't sell out, standing for his principles." So let's see a little bit of spices with this news and mixed with the geopolitical. Let's do now that reading. Let's see behind the scene why Zelensky. At the end of the day, Zelensky is a bad actor, and at the end of the day, Zelensky has a secret on his mind. So let's see what's really on the mind of Zelensky against Milos Bikovic. Wow, wow, wow. So here it is. There was a breakup in their friendship. Look at, definitely in the past time, it seems in the past time they were like colleagues. Definitely they were in touch in the colleagues, and this is a friendship that was broken. How I see it, look at, he expected all the colleagues, the friends that he was in touch, that they will be on his side, what he's doing in Ukraine. But definitely Bikovic was on the side of the uh, is still on the side of Russia. And that split up, it's took a judgment, as you see, it took a judgment on the mind of Zelensky, as well. At these days, There is that spiciness. He overheard as well that he's about his joy of this month, and like all this darkness is coming from Zelensky. Look at annoyed with this knowledge that he's so popular. Uh, like he want to ruin his own personal happiness as well. Seems like his, I think that his wife, not that I think, look at, I think that his wife, uh, wife of Zelensky, used to like him, Bikovic, while they were personally watching movies or being together before the war on some events together, like all the actors that have these kind of events. Definitely seems like his wife prefer Bikovic, like was used to call him out and compare him. And there is that inner side complex of the guy that he cannot say another man that is attractive to the other females. That's the little guy inside of him talking. It's literally a state of a complex guy that's annoyed with attractive other male and attractive colleague as well to others, successful colleague and attractive male in the eyes of the even his wife. I'm serious. Oh my god, this is so annoying. uh, as well, like I said, the guy, because he didn't support his action in the politics in Ukraine, and this was a breakup of a friendship in the past time, and that's why he decided to ruin him publicly. Again, let me see what will be the final result of this. I just heard he's making a bunch. It will be opposite because now Biko is becoming more famous. Like Zelensky is literally jumping in his own trap because seems like at the end of the day, like he wanted to ruin his plan of not plan, the contract was already signed. He wanted to ruin it, and by punish him by literally asking HBO to punish him and canceling him, and that's really happened. But at the end of the day, this manipulation of Zelensky is not working. The lies are here, as you see, the lies are here, and the people are not giving a second chance to all the BS that Zelensky is serving. The public figure Zelensky is rejected because all these lies and manipulation. Because as you see, at the end of the week, at the end of the day, with this uncomfortable situation. I call it a scandal. I call it a lotus scandal, HBO scandal. Um, at the end of the day, Milos Bikovic has publicly make a statement on English. He showed up the letter on both languages, on English as well on Russian. He show up the letter where he's talking about it, literally answering on all the accusation that is not true. Uh, and can we give a chance? No, no, no. Reverse chance to this BS and no more lies and no more reaction. The public doesn't have any more reaction to uh, Zelensky manipulation. Uh, 1 second. Look at on the bottom of the cutting is reverse the victory because at the end of the day, uh, this guy will never have any more chance in artistic circle, and I just heard in political circle. This is his last role in the world, and at the end of the day, what he was trying to cancel his colleague actor, uh, this guy is having a victory around the world because this guy, like he's promoting what Like literally he wanted to cancel his colleague actor, but he's helping him promoting, because now people they ask, who is this guy, who is that Bikovic, like wow. Then they see a photo of this young looking attractive guy. Like some of the females are talking, this guy is so hot and attractive, more than any other male, young male figure that was in White Lotus. And yes, we were watching White Lotus season 1 and season 2, of course. But a shame, and literally I think that White Lotus lost it, because I see at the end of the day that this guy will get promotion through this cancellation on another project uh, on the west side. Yes, yes. And it seems like it will be like people who are literally against this World War III elite. They're going to push the narrative, and these people, like I heard commercial that they are going to promote Bikovic in more things on the west side, at least commercial things, if not the movie sets. It's interesting. And I'm going to check up with another tarot deck to compare it. So, like I said, whatever this Zelensky prepared, it's not working, because there is a victory card at the end of the day. There is a victory card for Bikovic around the world, um, but no second chance, a reverse wheel of fortune for Zelensky. And that's what is for him. He knows at the end of the day that he won't return ever into being an actor. And as well, he won't, at the end of the World War, he won't have a chance in any kind of form, political or acting. And yes, he's aware of that. That's why he's using Zelensky a lot of, uh, you know what, DRUG. So let me check up more. I'm going to open just the cards for 1 second. Let me just name it. Just to make a time frame. Apologies. So this is the first part, Zelensky against Bikovic, and then Bikovic wait. Let's see now Bikovic approach. Let's see. Just a general energy reaction of Bikovic on White Lotus constellation. Somehow this guy knew this. On the bottom, there will be some kind of apology. They know that by the government officials, they have to, the way that they made this, like we are canceling you, but as well we are canceling you because of the government. We are pushed from the government, but there is a secret. There is a secret deal that will be make him happy as well. At the end of the day, he's happy that he feel relief as well, because okay, I'm not traveling start of the February. I should be in Thailand because I just got the baby 2 weeks ago. And yes, Milos Bikovic got a baby. And wow, at the end of the day, he really think it better stay with the family. And it's like universe telling him, okay, have a quality time with your family, and leave the work at the moment. Leave the work, this Hollywood thing. Leave the fake Hollywood thing. It's not for you. As well, I must address from the moment I heard this news. Um, I was talking with some other actors. Again, guys, I do the costumes for some of the filters and movie production, and uh, have some friends that are as well celebrity in this movie industry. So I was talking first with some of them that they are there. Where is his working location? And I was literally thinking how the people are so innocent, and as well when they're in their comfortable balloon with in their comfortable zone on that cozy life and work and career and love life, whatever, just a life, comfortable life, they don't recognize that we're in the middle of the war. And however you're successful, or let's say even not just the common ordinary people, not even doing anything or being hardworking and career person, at the end of the day we are all victims of the war. And yes, we are deep inside of the World War III. And uh, even when we were not inside of the World War III, I gave an example literally this morning to my friend, story from my life, where literally I was talking where there was always a crisis. Let's say comparing with the middle East crisis right now in between Israel and Palestine. There was always a crisis there, even when there was not officially that war state. Um, for example, start of 2004 or 5, my famous again artist uh, from Spain originally, but famous all over the world at that period, even still now, the founder of Cafe Del Mar and chill out music founder. You can Google DJ Jose Padilla, older generation. He was 20 years older than me. Departed 2 years ago, unfortunately. Living in Ibiza there, the center for these DJs as well. There was the base, and there was that bar, Cafe Del Mar, where he was promoting that concept of sunsets and the chill out style of ambient music. And he was my friend at that period. And what happened? I met him literally that summer, 2000, I think 2004 or 5, something like that. And he was going on a tour, so he was coming, he was having a DJ set on public place. We met for my dance. He was in love with my dance. I was supposed to do the work. I was supposed to do the choreography dance workshop to go back that summer after 1 month to Ibiza. We met in June. In July, he was having a tour back in the Middle East, I think in Beirut. Yes, in Beirut. And he was a guest. Was it in the Buddha Bar? I do believe the Buddha Bar was that period was the biggest Buddha Bar in the world was there, and amazing. I visited, and as well at the period when he was there, I had an injury, my spine injury. It's very funny because he was in a jeopardized situation and I was in a jeopardized life situation, another place back in Europe. And while I was in hospital under my collar corset, literally, I got an SMS. At that period, was not the smart telephone. Again, it was 2004, like I said. And DJ Jose Padilla was imprisoned in jail, crossing the border from on a tour from Lebanon to cross and go faster to reach Israel through the border. That was really one crazy idea of his young manager, local young manager there, local manager from Beirut. That was his idea. I'm going to drive you so you can arrive on time. You can arrive on time because there was always this uh, enemy hostile state in between Israel and Lebanon. So maybe they were not flight, I'm guessing, something like that. So they wanted not him to go down or back to Europe and take a flight and return. Uh, he wouldn't catch. He would lose that weekend to be in that same region. So better just to drive him. That was the idea of his manager. Maybe sometimes it's working if he had heard that some of the people can pass the border. But what's happened that literally Jose Padilla was stopped on the border, and because he has that name, and that period was funny name, because when you Google his name, it's showing up that he was in some, there was with the same name the person where was officially back on the west side, back in US, was some kind of TERRORIST action kind of person. And really, with his full name was that, and first and the last name was that person. And that period with no computer, I'm guessing, on the dusty small border crossing, uh, it seems like there were just these guys that decided to catch him, to keep him in a prison. So he was there. Uh, he, I think he stayed all weekend. And when I got his message the week during the week after, I said, "What happened? Like, what happened there in Beirut? Why didn't send the SMS? How was your journey? Are you safe?" And he said, "You will not believe me. I was in a prison." And again, one artist kept just because of another country weird politics that take me there. So guys, I want to say at the end of the day, we have to be careful. We are now deep in the war, but imagine even when there were no the war situation all over the world, like was a peace, it was as well being in certain countries or promoting some material, artistic material in some country, they could find you always a new reason in their darkness to block you, or even hurt you. So be careful wherever you are going. And my story is going there that uh, this is not naive, and anybody could be hurted with any kind of aggressive action of hate or intolerance, and calling other people possible SPI. Like literally, this Zelensky called out his colleague that he's that one, while it's in reality it's reverse, and he's the one promoting and protecting and feeding on the military as a president fascistic model of behavior in his country, uh, and accusing the opponent from his real profession. Again, shame on you, Zelensky, because you just make a threat to your colleague after, trap that at the end of the day you are going to fail being in your own trap. Like in any proverb, in any life wisdom, whoever makes some evil trolling actions towards other, at the end of the day it reflects to you. And this guy will have his own victory in return. Look at, wow, teaming up, just postponed, but he's going to be a part of the team. He won't. This is a young guy who in the future will return and team up with the West Side. Even if I see it at the moment supporting and standing up for the role of the justice of that East Side, because he has manifested his glory and career there, and he's standing in the truth or of standing for the justice of the Orthodox people. It's not religious message, but it's just where his destiny is to stay and have a blessing where he was having till now, to stay and have a continuing blessing in the region of the Orthodox countries. That's how I see it. And to enjoy being a parent. That's what it is. Enjoy Milos Bikovic being a parent at this moment, because you just got a baby. Again, guys, let's pray that there is no hate and no intolerance to others, and that any kind of war promoting, reverse reality, injustice to be stopped as well. Suffering of all the victims of any kind of injustice in this world war free to be stopped. Amen. And as well, guys, peace and love to all. And don't forget to share this with others and check out the first part reading, first 28 minutes with Zelensky approach towards the Bikovic, and the next 20 minutes dedicated to Bikovic, personal growing. Good luck to you, Bikovic, and congratulations to you being a parent. And guys, do check out that last movie of him, where it eventually happened in Russia, the movie Challenge, where from 2023, where officially there were he was in a astronaut program, playing the role of one person in a team of the astronauts, and this is the first movie on a global level made, partly made in a space shuttle in real space outside of Earth. So enjoy that link. I'm going to attach that link for the movie. It's already on Twitter as well. Um, Kisses to all, guys. And don't forget, what you don't know, do not judge. First, check the information, and as well be aware that you are in the blockage of the media. If you are now here in West Side, like literally, I have sent so many links to my friends and colleagues, uh, and on from the start of this war in East Europe, so many people didn't get the information as well, because I'm living between few locations in Europe. I literally see when I go out to my second home where I go. Should I go and being on a conference in Italy like happened last year? And I checked with my colleagues why they couldn't open it and mail my link of the actions that's happening of injustice and fascist uh, in East Europe in the gray zone. And I check it while I'm in Italy. Literally, it's not opening the link. That's called the blockage of the media. And when I'm going back to Sweden, or I'm going to my Greek home, Athens, and I'm watching my Greek Swedish family as well. They're on Sweden. Even in Sweden, they before Sweden joined NATO, they were having a blockage of media. They couldn't open the links. While me personally, being I'm not living in Russia. I'm living between Belgrade and Athens at the moment, while I'm watching both the news of the West and the East. And I guess I'm on the best place ever. And it was really super funny to be here, even during the SOVID crisis. It was the happiest place to be ever as well, starting from all the lockdown. So, as well, I'm happy to be on a place where I have the fluid information of both sides, east and west. And again, guys, better listen to extra information of some of the people that maybe they're shadow banned, maybe they have just few viewers, but isn't that weird that some people are having just a few viewers, or no reposting options on Twitter, because they just talk about stopping the war and promoting the culture of peace and stopping the fascists in Ukraine. And that's what happened with me in Twitter. So do not judge others in the war, because at the end of the day, whoever hate and promote any kind of hate and intolerance, he will be judged from divine energy. And at the end of the day, any war will finish, and what you are going to do after. And definitely we know how it's going to finish Zelensky, and I said that in many readings before. So this will be added to a playlist, Celebrity Red Flags, because we talk about two celebrities, Zelensky and actor Milos Bikovic, and as well to a playlist Stop the War, because interference with Zelensky action into the HBO performance. Peace and love, guys, and never stop praying this war to stop and suffering of all the living beings. Amen.